Colossians 4, 5, and 6. Be wise in the way you act toward outsiders. Make the most of every opportunity. Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. Good day, everybody. You ready for some Mafia? I'm ready for some Mafia. First things first, I heard back from Subway. Nothing solid yet in place. Basically, the guy that interviewed me was filling in as the store manager there at that location, and because one of their assistants were being promoted, or someone was being transferred in to be the new store manager, who I got to meet yesterday also. So the guy who interviewed me said his boss asked him to ask me if I was willing to go to a different store in Altamont Springs, and there are 3 stores in Altamont Springs apparently. So we got the one that's much closer to my house, the one that I interviewed at, and I'm thinking the 3rd one, unless I'm forgetting somewhere, or Altamont Springs goes a lot further than I think, and I'm hoping that's not the case because it's quite a ways out there. I'm hoping that the one in the mall is the 3rd one. Benefit of the one in the mall is that they open later and close earlier. And aren't necessarily busy, and you don't have to worry about cleaning a dining room. It's just the back area you got to worry about, really. And I think benefit of the one closer to here is that it's closer to here. I could walk it if I wanted to, bike it ideally, drive it if it was raining and I had to, or if I did bike and got rain, or walk and got rained out, someone could come pick me up pretty easily because it's right down the road. Downside is a slightly bigger store, standalone building, so there might be like things you got to do outside, and like the parking lot cleaning up and stuff, which you don't have to worry about at the other places. Might be a little bit busier, I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. So I don't really have a preference. I'll see what happens. I like the one I tried out. I like the proximity of the other one, and I like the hours of the one in the mall. So whatever they want to put me, I'm fine. I just like to know a little sooner rather than later, but it said that I'm going to wait till like the middle of next week before I hear something, now that they're trying to consider where to put me. Basically, once again, tells me that I've got the job without actually saying I'm hired. I think they're still waiting on my background check to clear, which I know it will because I just recently got a background check for the library, and I haven't done anything, so I doubly know that it will clear. I'm gonna get some food now. I'm hungry. Mafia party starts in 66 minutes, 1 hour, just a little over an hour away. So I'm gonna get some food, come back here, get myself ready, amped up. Heather's not gonna come. So there's her car there. So it'll be just me going, which is fine because that gives me less things to worry about, I guess. And I get to stay as long as I want to. I won't want to leave if they're still playing, basically, is how it goes, even though I have to be at the library tomorrow at 9. And keep that in mind, but it probably won't affect what I do, even though it should. So I will catch up with you guys in a bit after my belly is no longer empty. Well, I just got back at about 2:20 a.m. from Mafia. We played 5 games. I'm gonna try not to go too much into it because I need to get this thing processing. Eat my banana and get to bed as soon as I can, because I gotta get up and volunteer at the library at 9 a.m. So I gotta get up at least 8 a.m. a little earlier if possible, so that I can maybe get some breakfast. Mixed feelings about that one. Just because if I eat breakfast, I usually want lunch sooner, whereas if I don't eat breakfast, I can usually last a little longer for lunch, just because I don't have something in my stomach to remind me that it's gotten empty again after that fuel gets used up. I guess. So we played 5 games of Mafia. First game, I was Mafia. We played regular Mafia, like 2 cops, I think, and 3 or 4 Mafia with just normal rolls. and a nurse. We wound up winning. Yeah. Because it came down to, I think, 3 people, and it came down to 3 people. The one last member of Mafia. I was eliminated. Second to last of the 4. Yeah, we had 4 Mafia, and I was the 3rd to be eliminated. The 4th one managed to go down to the wire with 2 townspeople, and the townspeople distrusted each other, couldn't come with a straight answer, and axed one of their own, setting up a 1-1 tie, which means Mafia wins, because that last person can't outvote the Mafia, and the next night will be executed. Game 1, Mafia, my team wins, even though I'm eliminated. Game 2, I am Mafia again. I am the silencer, I think. Yeah, I was a silencer. Pretty good showing. So I silenced the people so they can't say anything at certain times. And what happened, it was a beautiful thing. I was Mafia with 3 brand new players as my co-Mafia. I was the silencer, one guy was the framer, one guy was the Godfather, and one guy was the Yakuza. And unfortunately, our Godfather gets picked off first pretty quickly. And so what happens is we have a moderator that's not really getting where we're pointing to. So we're trying to point to this one person, this one girl, and no real reason, just kind of a random choice. But we want to vote for her. So we point to her, and he indicates that he gets the right person, and then when morning comes, he kills the person sitting right behind her. Well, the person sitting right behind her turns out to be a cop. So it was a lucky free bonus that we got rid of one of the 2 cops, just because of a miscommunication. Then the town lynches a random townsperson, and we were playing with Batman at the time, but he had limited options. I think he couldn't kill every time. He could only kill like 2 or 3 times in the whole game. And it was basically non-dismissal, non-threatening. Maybe, I think the town might have picked off Batman or something. He wasn't really a factor. Maybe we didn't include him in that particular game. Anyway, so then the next round, I hear during the deliberations, one person says, I have an important role in the town, and I'm like, jackpot. And then we go to bed. I silence the person that we try to kill, and we kill the person who says she has a role. And then the moderator wakes everyone up and doesn't silence the person that I silenced, and I can't say anything without giving away. So I'm thinking, oh, he screwed us. He keeps making all these mistakes, even though the first mistake benefited us greatly. And so he doesn't say she's silenced, and she's going on about how she's innocent, this, that, and she's got a role in the town, and I catch it. No one else caught it. I'm the only experienced player on my team of Mafia, so and so I catch it, and so I'm like, all right, we're killing her, silencing her, and she's the one we want to get next. And so the cop, and she turns out she's a cop, but we don't know that. And so then someone decides to say, hey, the cop should out themselves. The nurse can save the cop, and we can find out what the cop knows, because we already know one cop's gone. So if the cop knows something, they should out themselves. The cop was the person I silenced. She couldn't say anything. And then in a stroke of brilliant luck, I don't know if he put it together or if it was just a lucky thing, one of the rookie players, the Yakuza actually, says that he's the cop. He just comes out and he says, I'm the cop, and I've investigated, and he pointed at our framer, this person, and he's innocent, and he pointed at a random other person and said she's guilty. And so the town, I don't remember if we got her the next round or the town actually lynched her, but the cop was dead next and the town was defenseless at that point. But my next bold move was to eliminate the person sitting right next to me, which, as it turned out, in that particular game with those players, if you eliminate the person sitting next to you, then you are suspect number one. It happened with our first elimination. Everyone thought it was the person sitting next to her, and they voted for him, and he was Mafia, and they got him out for that reason. But that was why. Then, when we picked off the person who said she was something, everyone suspected the person sitting right next to her, and the town voted him off. So this time, the town... I'm rambling now. It's going to be longer than I thought, and most of you guys probably don't care. Not following at all, but I'm going to finish. So then the town, when I get rid of the person sitting next to me, the town goes, oh, he's guilty, and they eliminate me, leaving the one who, but on that round, we got rid of the cop, and so they realized, oh no, both cops are dead, so the person who says a cop can't be a cop. So they figured it out, went after him, although for a second they were going to go somewhere else and believe him, and I don't know how it spun almost to working, but it didn't. So they figured out he was Mafia, they lynched him, he's Mafia, it's revealed, and then they like, well, he said that he's innocent and he was Mafia, so he's probably Mafia, and he was trying to protect them, which was true, inexperience and all that. Set up our last Mafia to be eliminated, and we lost. It was my first defeat. I won 6 straight, 5 last time, the entire night undefeated for the team that I was on. And tonight, the first game I won, the second game not so much. Then we played a super game, a huge game, and I was a new person called the Arsonist. And it was really hard to follow what was going on because I was on the Mafia side, but I couldn't wake up with the Mafia. I had to wake up on my own. And so I was dousing people with gasoline in the game. And not really, obviously. And then I was supposed to be able to set them on fire whenever I wanted to, and they would all die, like all together in a big blaze of glory. The first person I set on fire was lynched by the town that next round. The second person I set on fire was lynched by town the next round. The third person I set on fire was turned from a normal townsperson who was doused with gasoline to Mafia because the Yakuza struck, killing herself and making him Mafia. So he's sitting there with gasoline on him, and then they work together to eliminate me. Because they don't know I'm the Arsonist on their side. And so the Mafia helps take me out. And I'm out, I'm the Arsonist. Never got to act because I only had one person still in the game. And then we decided, because it's such a big game, we'd start another game outside with people that were eliminated when we were about halfway through the game. So we played another game outside. And I was a townsperson. Finally got to be a normal townsperson. And town barely ended up winning. We picked off the Mafia in the last round, the last hour, so to speak. And then back inside for a 5th game where a brilliant thing happened. I was sitting next to the guy that I've been sitting next to most of the time. We chat and talk and stuff. He's a cop. The guy sitting right next to him was a cop. The guy sitting right next to him gets killed pretty early. And so, oh no, it was a dead cop. There's only one cop left. I was the nurse. So the cop is investigating things, and I'm the nurse, and now that I know that he's the cop, I have to save him. I was saving myself until I found out who the cop was. And I was saving him. The Yakuza struck, and for some reason, it never occurred to me, even though it was the smartest move for the Yakuza to make, the Yakuza turned our last remaining cop, and I kept saving him. And they completely set one person up. It was like a thing of beauty. And then it got down to 4 intact Mafia, 8 total people in the game, 4 and 4, town can't win, Mafia's gonna win, game over, just out of nowhere. And it was just like, ah. But it's fun. You can tell how much I enjoy it just by the way I'm talking about it, probably. And I'd play all the time if I could. It's a great exercise for your mind to just pay attention to everything that's going on and follow. And aside from my major blunder, which I could chalk up to being tired because we started the game at midnight, to totally missing it. That could be what it was. But anyway, I've been talking for almost 11 minutes now, so it's going to be a 15-minute vlog about me talking about Mafia most of the time. Not sure what I'm going to call it. I'll have to come up with something good. But I want to say goodnight for these guys here and myself. Mafia is awesome as always, and I will see you tomorrow. I'll be at the library bright and early. I'm tired probably. Good night.